Hey, good seeing you again. Hope all is well with you over at the hospital. We've done some great things with Brooklyn Hospital, and people often think of the hospital around medicine and not mindfulness. And if you could just help us understand the connection between the two, how health and wellness does impact your mind.
Absolutely. So it's good to be here. Thanks for having me and nice to see you again. Yeah, and definitely appreciate all your support at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. So, as you know, with everything going on, it's very busy and we've been dealing a lot with the issues of the body. But the issues of the mind often get neglected, whether it's with the patient or with the healthcare workers themselves who are taking care of these patients. So where this comes in, there's been a lot of research in the association between meditation, stress, and inflammation, and disease itself. So I think it's really important for all of us, whether you're taking care of an entire borough or you are taking care of a hospital and you're taking care of patients in there, we all together, by coming from a mind-body approach, I think in addition to the medications and the surgeries and things like that we do, we can also hit it from a mental mind-body axis, as they call it, and basically see how inflammation and stress reduce over time.
Mm. How long have you meditated?
I've been meditating, I think I'm going on 22 years now. So since I was
Wow.
in high school, yeah.
Have you noticed that it benefits how you're able to do your practice? Do you incorporate it into your practice at all?
Sometimes I do. I've had a few anxious patients who, before the procedure, despite any reassurance, they just couldn't calm themselves down. So I did some breathing techniques either before they went in the room or while they were on the table, on my procedure table. And they actually said after the procedure that did substantially help them. So I've seen it help my patients, and it's helped me as well, for sure. And a number of years ago, I had done research at the Emory Mind Body program in Atlanta. And it was actually under the leadership of the Dalai Lama. And we actually did research on compassion meditation and its effect on specific inflammatory markers. One of those inflammatory markers you might find interesting is actually very elevated in severely sick COVID patients. That one inflammatory marker that we actually studied in the mind-body meditation. And what we saw in that research, the longer the meditation and the more regular the meditation, that number, that particular inflammatory marker we look for, was actually decreased in the people who did 6 weeks of meditation. And that's a number that we're actually following in our COVID patients right now. So you can see really the mind-body axis going on.
Hmm. And now, what's fascinating is that this is a very stressful time for all New Yorkers and all Americans, if not global stress. Having that compassion meditation, one would not really fully comprehend how something we have in our own hands could have a great impact on how we heal ourselves, not only from COVID virus, but really many of the emotional issues that we are facing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. It's something that's largely just overlooked. I think we have all of these treatments, as you've been hearing about, that some of them are working, sometimes they're not. But we really shouldn't forget about the human connection involved here, and just the human elements with regard to taking care of life. We get to see all the time with the people on the ventilators and everything. You really get an idea for what it takes to sustain a human life. But what about all of the other systemic effects, all the healthcare workers and all the family members? The compassion is needed so deeply there. And that's something that the ICU physicians asked me to do a meditation with them as well, to kind of get everyone else grounded. So we're planning on doing that as well. So hopefully what I'm doing with you today is the start of something more.
Look forward to it. Ready? I'm in your hands now.
Okay, sounds perfect. So the way I like to kick this off is that we're first going to do basically a technique that it's sort of 3 things, and we're just going to do each of them one time before we actually go into a mindfulness meditation. So just to clarify, mindfulness is just the idea of simply that, being mindful of where you are at this moment. So the idea is you're letting go of what was, your past, your future, what will be, and you're just being present in the here and now. And the whole premise of it is you're just simply watching your breath go in and out on its own, basically being a passive observer of your body being alive, not trying to control your thoughts or your actions or anything. A lot of people have an idea that, oh, I need to think about peace. No, that's not the idea. Or I need to control my breath. You don't control your breath. You basically just be a passive observer of the reality as it is. And that's mindfulness. And so then to be followed by that will be some compassion meditation where we're just going to send some good vibes out to New York and the entire world, actually. So that's where we're going to go from here. All right, so the first thing you want to do is sit with your spine erect. And ideally, if you can, and not everyone will be able to do this, but you're going to sit with your back off the edge of the chair. Some people need to use the backrest, and that's okay. But if you happen to be someone who's watching and you've done this for a while, keep your back off the edge of the chair, and you're going to take your palms and you're going to keep them facing upward, just on your thighs, just relaxed on your thighs. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep your chin parallel to the ground. So you're basically looking straight ahead, kind of keeping it at that level. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift your eyes ever so slightly to the point between your eyebrows. So not high, very high in your forehead, but just to the point between your eyebrows. Okay? Yep, just like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes, keeping that position, so spine erect, palms facing upward, chin parallel to the floor, eyes looking at that point between the eyebrows, and then breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. You're going to keep your mouth closed. You're just going to watch your breath going in and out. And that's going to be the mindfulness portion of this meditation. So to go into that first, what I want to do, and you got it. So what I want to do first is we're going to do one little quick thing that gives you a jolt of energy before you go into the meditation. Then there's a little portion where you actually kind of get into a moment of concentration so you can get ready to watch the breath. And the last part is just going to be one inhalation, and you just let it go out, and you just pause and enjoy the stillness before you start needing to take a breath. And then once you take that first breath will be the mindfulness that I'm talking about. So let's go with the first part. First thing you're going to do is, and I'm going to tell you about it first, you're going to take a deep breath in, and you're going to tense every single muscle in your body, and you're going to hold it there for 3 seconds, and then you're going to let out a double exhalation. So it's going to be just like that. Okay? So let's do it together first as a trial run. You're going to take a deep breath in, tense your whole body for 3 seconds, and then double exhalation, just like that. And so with your eyes closed at that point, you're going to feel a nice jolt of energy that goes into your body. All right? And then that's going to be followed by, let's keep it simple. We're going to do 10 seconds of inhalation, holding your breath for 10 seconds, and then breathing out for 10 seconds, all through your nose. All right? And that's what we can call a 10-10-10. Some people will call it 20-20-20, depending on how many seconds you go in and hold and breathe, but it's whatever's comfortable for you. So, and then the last part, as I mentioned, is just going to be a breathe in, a nice deep breath in, and you just let it out through your nose, and you just enjoy the stillness. So now we're ready for all 3 of them. And then we're going to go into the mindfulness, which I'll remind you of that technique. So first thing, get in the position, spine erect, chin parallel to the floor, palms facing upward, and take a deep breath in. Tense every muscle in your body. Hold for 3 seconds. And now, let out the air, double exhalation. Good. So now we're going to go into the 10-10-10. And now you're going to take, in that same position, inhale for 10 seconds. Hold your breath for 10 seconds, and then exhale for 10 seconds. Let's go. Exhale. Good. Now the last part, just take a deep breath in. Let it out through your nose. Now, just enjoy the stillness for a second before breathing in. And then, when your body needs to take a breath in, just let the breath come in on its own naturally. In and out on its own. Be sure that your spine is erect, shoulders are relaxed, palms are facing upward, chin parallel to the floor, and your eyes at that point between the eyebrows. Gently lifted, not straining. Just passively observe your breath. We're letting go of all attachments to past events, to future events. Just being present. Removing all expectations we have of ourselves, all of our titles that we have, accomplishments, everything just melts away in this present moment. Very early on, you may notice that your back starts to slouch. No problem. Just straighten it out. Your eyes may drop from that point between the eyebrows. That's okay. Bring your eyes back up. If your mind starts to wander, just bring your attention back to the breath. Completely forgiving of yourself. Just be. Your eyes may have dropped, so just bring your attention back to that point between the eyebrows. If your mind wandered, it's okay. Just back to the breath. We are learning that while we're not always in control of our circumstances, we are in control of our response to them. So now, think in your mind and in your heart of your immediate family. Picture them smiling, happy and safe. Imagine the deepest love you have for them. Keeping them safe during this time. Now think beyond your immediate family, your extended family, near and far, your coworkers and your friends. Expand that love out to them. Picturing them happy, healthy, safe. the same things that you want. Expand that love even further. Picture your whole city. Everyone in your town. Can you care for them as you care for yourself? Do you have enough love in your heart to keep them happy, healthy, and safe? You can imagine just a bright white light of positive energy, however you visualize it, encompassing and consuming your entire town. Now expand that love to your whole state. In our case, it's New York. Can we love every single individual, regardless of their imperfections, whoever they are, because we're all seeking one thing, happiness and health. Do we have enough room in our heart to spread that to them? Now, expand that love even further. Do you have enough room in your heart to love our entire country? Every single person, all races, colors, ethnicities, likes, dislikes, imperfections, whatever they are. Do we have enough room in our heart to love every single one of them? Now expand that love even further to the entire world. Yesterday was Earth Day. Think of the entire planet now with clearer skies than ever before, clearer oceans, happier animals, the entire world all coming together in unification for happiness and health. Can you see the entire world surrounded in your love? Do you have enough room for them as you love yourself? Now slowly open your eyes. Just be present for a moment, completely relaxed. Okay. Hope you feel pretty relaxed.
Extremely relaxed.
Good, good.
I think everyone should have an opportunity through the day to do so. And I'm hoping people who watch this guided meditation take an opportunity to just really not only do things for themselves externally, but start to do things for themselves internally as well.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely,
thank
I
you.
agree. Yeah, thank you so much for having me and for all that you do.
Thank you.
Okay, stay safe.